first thing you're going to want to do is download Helperbird as a Chrome extension. So this is available for both teachers and students. If you go to the Chrome web store and you add it, it will be added over to your extensions here. If you click on the puzzle piece, once you download it, it will be listed as one of your options for extensions. I recommend that you pin it because if you pin it, then it ends up here next to your search box. So I would recommend that you and your students both pin it here so that you have easy access to it. Now I'm going to just pull up. This is a Walt Disney Wikipedia site to show you what you can do with Helperbird. So I'm going to click on this. And on the side here, it's going to give me a panel of things that I can do with Helperbird. Now, you'll notice that there are icons here. The icons that have locks, they're only available in Helperbird Pro, but there's a lot of free versions that are available. So I'm going to highlight some of the things that I think are worth mentioning. The first one here is to view in reading mode. So if I go ahead and click on this view in reading mode, what you can see is it automatically takes away a lot of the it'll take away the ads, a lot of the advertisements, pop-ups, and all the kind of things that make it difficult for kids to focus. So it takes the website and it makes it cleaner so that students can read it. You'll also notice that I have a panel up here so that I can easily press play and have this read aloud to me. So it will take it and it will read it aloud to me. I can pause it and then that picks up from where I left off, or I can stop it and then start somewhere else within the article if I wanted to. Another thing here is I can have it translated. So I can click on this translate button and then I can choose a translation. It has Spanish here, but I can choose any language and it would take it and it would translate it for me. So back to this. Another thing that we kind of lost with our last extension, for those of you that have used Immersive Reader, you can find Immersive Reader in some of the things that we use like BrainPop, but the extension that we used to use is no longer available. But in Helperbird, you're able to use Immersive Reader. So if I were to take this and highlight it, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on Immersive Reader. And now it's going to open an Immersive Reader where I can play, where I can use all the features of Immersive Reader, which would be I can change my text size, I can change my font, I can look at my themes for kids with dyslexia or color blindness. You can choose different backgrounds. You have a lot to choose from. I can come over here and I have grammar options if I wanted to turn on and off the syllables for kids for easier access to read. If I wanted to identify parts of speech, I can do that. And if I wanted to do a line focus, I can do that as well. I could turn on my dictionary, and again, I can translate and use a language. Now, going back to, if I turn Immersive Reader off and go back, you also have the option, and I don't know that this works with everything, but if I click on PDF, I can open a PDF and I can have some of those capabilities right there as well. So those are definitely worth it. There are some other options that you can take a look at, but those are also options that I feel like that are built in within Helperbird. If you look down here, you also have a whole menu of things. Reading options. If you wanted to change the font, they have an open dyslexic font that you can change it to. Again, if you wanted to change your text size, word spacing, letter spacing, line height, if you wanted to align, paragraph, you notice there's a lot of features that are locked, but playing around dyslexia tools, there's a dyslexia ruler that helps you. If I were to go here and I were to turn on the dyslexia ruler, what it does is it kind of creates a ruler where I'm reading that. Let's see if I click on it. I'm waiting for it to pop up. Let's see, I might have to turn this on here. And it selects, I'm going to go back to this and view it in reading mode. it has that line where kids can use the dyslexia line to kind of guide their reading as they're reading. Another thing worth mentioning. Some of the stuff is paid, but there's a lot of free stuff in here that is definitely worth taking a look at and seeing if there's anything that's meaningful. I love the fact that it's user friendly. It's right there on the side. Once the kids get used to the different icons, they can independently decide what different features they might want for accessibility. It's powerful. It's something that every student that has a laptop can have access to. But if you have any questions, feel free to put in a tech request. I also want to point out that if you go to the helperbird.com, there's a ton of tutorials. A lot of them are new. Some of the features that I showed you are really new features. I don't think they were available last year. It was a tool that we had, but we didn't really promote because we didn't think it was that great. But now it feels like it is worth promoting. There's lots of tutorials here for you to look at. We also need to keep in mind that when things are free, they don't always stay free. So we need to keep that in mind, that they may make some of these features from free to freemium. But for now, everything that I showed you is free. So I hope you found this helpful. Thanks.